Hi everybody, I'm Laura. Welcome back to my channel. This is part two. My earlier video showed me how the process is of designing a piece, especially using something like this. It is a natural stone. It is like a fossil that I picked up out of the river, and I've set it out kind of how I want to do it. I am using findings that also come from Bargain Bead Box. I kind of like using these. They are really good. I didn't check to make sure they're long enough, especially for like this section. I may have to get some other ones. I am mixing metals, which I really like doing. It just gives the piece a little different look. I just want to make sure that it does give me extra room to make a simple loop, and it does, so that's good. I just wanted to make sure we're good. So I am using these, they're like a gunmetal antique out of the Bargain Bead Box. There's something I purchased. I think they were in January's box. Don't hold me to that. I believe they were in January's box. Everything here is either from December, January, February, and March, all combined, plus some other stuff that I bought from Beadbox Bargains using my 30% off coupon. Beadbox Bargains is a monthly beading subscription. For $19.49, it is shipped to your door. And for beginners, you get everything you need to make several projects. And for those that have been going for a while, it's a great builder to keep building your stash and to make new products. It also gives you a chance to learn new things if you're just starting out. So this is something I found in a river. It is very unique. I love it. I had this nasty wire thing on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use leather, because I'm keeping this, to make a bail. And I don't want it real big. I don't want the bail to be too long, because I don't want it hanging down too far. This part, by the time I put it all together, will measure about 8.5 inches. So it'll be about 16 inches, plus I'll be putting more leather that's going to go behind the neck. This is going to go here, because I struggle fastening anything behind my neck. So, and I don't want this to be real long. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm not going to cut the extra off. I am making this so that I can, just wrap, simple wraps here. I have just some 24 gauge gold beading wire. I'm going to take a good size length of this off. That's the first thing we're going to do, is make some wire wrapping around that. Let me get my beading tools out. I got these at a tractor swap meet. They also had some nylon what do you call them? Jaw pliers, but every one of them had a big old crack in them. So I'm taking off probably about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches of this. Again, this is 24 gauge. Cutting that off. And I'm just going to come up like this, like this. I'm going to hold these 3 pieces together. I'm going to lay, because I'm going to clip off the excess and clip off the excess in here. Like I said, I don't want this loop to be real long. It's going to be sticking out. It is going to be kind of fiddly, but I will be able to move it around. I'm going to lay my one end, so it's going to be inside of all these pieces of leather. And I will clip off my excess wire. I'm just going to start wrapping. And this is going to be kind of a messy wrap, but I want it to be snug. And then I'm simply going to take my flat pliers and we're going to smush that end so it's not sticking up. Now, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to grab my pliers. I want to make this snug up against those wires. And I'm going to reach in and I'm going to clip it off up inside there. And then I'm going to smush that end so he goes up in. And then we're going to smush, smush. Smush, smush, smush. I like working with wire. Now I'm going to come with my scissors. Oops, sorry guys. I'm going to cut this end off. And I'm going to cut this off as close as possible. Just like that. And then I can adjust this. And I have made a leather veil just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and before this falls all apart, these are jasper. These are the, oh, what are they called? Round, Rondell beads in matte magma. They are faceted. They're so pretty. And then these are spacer beads. They come in the December box that was all red jasper and that kind of thing. So pretty. Try to get a hold of this. I'm going to bend. These are really strong. Let me get my good round nose pliers. What I do with them. Let me find them. Looking for purple handled pliers. I have another project kind of laying here and they were on top. Okay. Special project for this next month. This month, March. And I'm going to just roll this up. Make sure it's nice and snug. And I'm not sure if I want them to be same or not, so I'm just going to leave it. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and do that with each of these. I'm going to get some more of these out. And just grab me a few more. I'm going to need a bunch, so may as well just spill us out a bunch. Okay. The next one is going to be this beautiful agate. I love this color. This was in the March box. This is a labradorite. Look at that. That was in the January box. And again, we're going to use another one of these. I did look at using bead caps and it looked absolutely terrible. Just didn't look right with this piece, so we're not going to do it. And again, I'm going to snip off. The other one I didn't need to snip. This one I will. We're just going to snip it off, all the excess. These are really sturdy pins. Whoops, wrong ones. Get a hold of that. kind of missed there, but that's okay. They're wanting to roll around on me, and then I'm just going to fix it. You don't have to be absolutely perfect because it is fixable. This one I will make straight. Just grab the two ends and twist until your ends are across from each other, just like that. The next pin will be more of these matte, they're like an apricot. These are the, I believe, 6mm or 8mm red jasper. And then more of the apricot, the matte apricot. So we're going to, again, 90°. We're going to cut off that excess. And I'm only leaving just a small amount. You don't need a whole lot. And we're simply going to come to the edge so there's nothing sticking out, rolling it right around the end of my pliers and making a simple loop. Tightening it up if I need to, because I goofed and didn't give myself plenty of room. That my beads are sliding back and forth. Kind of shaky today. I know I took all my meds. It's just the way it is. And I'm going to make sure they're laying the same direction. Twist. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the dangles. This dangle, I actually need a regular head pin. Let me hold on a second. Okay, now I'm back. I hit something I shouldn't have. I don't know if I lost anything. But I don't have the color I'm actually using here, but I've got really close to it, or I had bright silver. So we're just going to do this. Make sure that that head pin's not going to come through there. I will save that extra. I do want a little bit extra here because I want it to come away from that a little bit. Then we're going to just make, because this is a sturdy, really sturdy pin. I'm going to save that, set it over there with that other. Get a hold of this. When you have just a tiny little bit to work with, to hold on to, it can get a little persnickety on you. And I'm going to roll this and make a nice loop. Kind of getting back into where I want him, because I'm having to work around that leaf a little bit. Makes it a little picky when you're working around something that is indented like that. So just take your time so you don't dent or don't crack your beads. No matter what, don't worry about, oh my gosh, this is taking so long, but and there we have it. So that's ready to be dangled on. And then this one is just going to be these three. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Again, we're going to just bend. I'm saving all the excess. So if I wanted to make something that I needed a loop on each end, those will be great. And there's that. So those dangles be dangling off from there. This will be hooking onto there. And I'm going to go ahead and finish making all of my components, and I'll bring you right back. I decided before I went ahead and did this, I would show you how I utilize these extra pieces that I just cut off. I'm going to go ahead and make a 90-degree bend. This is probably a little bit more than I needed. And I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of that off. I don't need this to have quite that much extra there. And then I'm just going to make a rolled loop. You can see it looks just like a regular eye pin. Make sure it's closed. And then I'm just going to pick up these beads, just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my 90 degrees. As long as I can bend it with my fingers, I'd rather do that and save the chance of breaking a bead. And then I'm going to go ahead and clip off the excess. What's left now isn't enough to really do anything with. I'm going to come all the way out to the end, roll a loop, and then I will make sure that my loops are straight. And I just utilized that piece that I just cut off. And I'm going to go ahead and use this one also. Okay, everybody, I have this side all done. And I'm going to show you how we're going to fasten all these components together. We're simply going to start at one end, open up, figure out which end I closed. It shouldn't be that hard, but I'm recording, so I'm going to have to struggle with it. Just twist it open, slip on the next one down, close it right back up, just like that. You want to make sure that they are closed back up so that they don't come apart. Then you go to your next component, open it up, slip on the next one down, first you got to open it far enough because this black bead is a little bit bigger. The other one went so easy. We're going to close it right back up. And again, twist open, slip it on, and twist it right back into place. Twist open, slip my final component on, and twist it into place. Now here's where we're going to decide, and as you can see I have two different metals here, that's fine. I'm going to decide on jump ring, or I'm gonna have to use a jump ring because that is not going to work. So I can either, I think what I'll do is I'll create a jump ring, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a big loop, but I want it to be good. I don't want just one loop. Like that. And then I'm going to trim it so it looks like this. I'm going to trim it off. So this is what I have. And then I'm going to open this all back up a little bit. I'm going to, so this is essentially going to be like a split ring. If I did this right, I probably should have put this on first. Let me do that. So we're going to put this on the pin and then we're going to roll it all the way in the upper part of my pliers. We're going to roll it. And as we roll it, we're going to put this up into that hole and roll it with it right on there. It kind of can be difficult. This is where you transition to the smaller part. And just keep rolling. And then I'm going to smush this down. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to trim this off. And then I'm going to take my flat pliers. I'm going to smush these wires together because I don't want them to be that far apart. So what we're trying to do is almost bring this wire so that it's twisting inside of that wire. If you see what I'm doing, I'm pushing it down around. So it's almost wire wrapping. Is kind of what I'm trying to achieve. And there we have it. I want to come to this one. I want to smush because I don't want that to be jabby. And then those two pieces where the wire is, get a hold of this, is actually going to be down under, if you can see that, down by the leather. Now we can go ahead and hook these onto that. So we're going to go ahead, whoops, get a hold of this. We're going to open, get hold of the right side. Maybe I had to hold the right side, it just didn't want to open. Sometimes I get them closed so good they don't want to open. And then we're going to put this on. Get a hold of it. And I just broke it. Okay, well, hold on. Let me fix this. Okay, I have a really long one. I'm going to bend. I'm going to make a loop. And then I'm going to go ahead and restring these that came off. And yes, I was able to find one that would match the other side. Actually just laid here on my desk. How funny. Just like that. I'm going to bend. Make another simple loop. And I think before I close this up, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And go ahead and close this up. Got it the right way? Yes. And just give it a little bitty hug. When you do this, you want to go nice and gentle. Sometimes you want to give it a little couple squeezes. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this link on. So I'm going to open this end back up. Guess I didn't have it open all the way. There we go. Close it right back up. There. And I will attempt to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Open it up. Attach these. These lights and all this shiny metal, it makes it really hard to see what you're doing. Stay back out of my way. So there we have that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to use a jump ring to fasten this side because I have these little dangles to hang. So we're going to open our jump ring just like that. We're going to put our dangles on. And get my jump ring to hang still. There's one. There's the leaf. I think I'm going to use 2 jump rings. Just so it hangs a little farther away from the connector. And then I think I want the connector to go this way. Slip the connector on, close it up, make sure it's closed. And then we are going to take this and we're going to open this up. Actually, I think we will hook this all together here with a connector also, just because I want to make sure that I I don't put any more stress opening and closing this any more than I have to. So we're going to hook this on. Then we're going to hook this on. Just like that. And we're going to close it right back up. Then we have these cute dangles. I love the way that looked. Now over here we got to do a little different. I'm going to actually make a little bit of a chain with these connectors because if you all know, when you use a toggle clasp, you want to be able to have your toggle be able to go in and out easily. And with big beads right there, that toggle's not going to go in and out of there very easily. I just want to make sure that both of these are closed. And they are. Give me some more jump rings out. Open this one. Put this on. And put on one more. So I'm going to make a chain of like 4 jump rings. Make sure that is closed. Grab this end one. We're going to open this. Find where it opens. I think it's right there. Maybe not. And we're going to slide this on. And we're going to close this up. Making sure it's good and shut because we don't want to lose this. Then we're going to find the end over here. We're going to open this. We're going to put our toggle bar on it. This gives our toggle bar plenty of room to be able to slide in and out of the ring. And then we have that done. Now for the connector part, we're going to go ahead and put this all together. We're going to need to put these like this, close it up, get another one, I'm going to get this, put it on here, close this one up, then we're going to need to open this one. We're going to hook these right through the other jump ring, which is wanting to fight me. Just like that. Then we're going to hook them through the leaf As you can see, I made sure the leaf was going the right way. Close it up. Now, as you can see, the toggle will go through with no problem and close. Now, this measures about 18 inches, or should be about 18 inches, I believe. Where's my measuring? We have on this side just under 8 inches. On this side, just under 7. So, like I said, I don't want it to be too long. So that is 8 and basically 8 and 8 is 16. So I don't need it to be too long. Best bet is to hold it up, see where it comes on me, and then decide how much I need of the cord by simply holding the cord up to where the necklace came. And then because we're going to be wire wrapping, I'm going to need that much on each end. So I'm going to cut that off. And I'm just going to show you real simply how I'm going to wire wrap this the same as I wire wrap that. We're going to stick one end of the leather through. We're going to come from the front through to the back. We're going to give ourselves, I'd say about a little bit more, about that much. And we're going to get off a good length of this, about 12 inches or more. I would say 12 is plenty. Or maybe about 10. I know this is pretty thick. This is 1.5 millimeter. So I've got about 12 inches out there. We're going to cut that off. And I'm simply going to, because this has a toggle, this is all one piece. I don't have to cut the back. We're simply going to put the two pieces together so that it'll be at the back. I'm going to take one set of piece of this wire. Again, this is 26 gauge, 24 gauge. I'm going to lay this between the two pieces of leather. I can always cut off the excess wire if it's sticking out. I'm going to hold it together really tightly. I'm going to come up towards the end of this. And I'm going to wrap, holding really stiffly. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to pull with each one of these so that it's tight. And I'm going to work my way towards the necklace. And this is going to be kind of a messy wrap. If you want to do a nice clean wrap, that's up to you. You want to have at least 10, 12 wraps in order to hold this good. And I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take, because this is the front, I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to get my pliers, I'm going to stick it in between the two. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to stick it between the two. Because this is going to be up around my neck. I'm going to pull this one up so he's out of the way. I'm going to clip him off really, really short in there. Let me get my clippers. I'm going to reach right in there. making sure I'm only clipping him, and clip that wire off. And I don't even feel it. So we're going to stick this in between those two, reach through and grab him. We're going to pull him really tight up in between those two pieces of leather. And I'm going to reach in there and kind of squish, squish. Push it down in really good. And then I'm going to also clip him off really short in there too. So I'm going to lift it away, reach in there, clip it off short. And then I'm going to measure this. Oh, my hair's caught in it. Okay. And here's where I want this to come into here. So I cut off quite a bit of extra. So I'm going to kind of give this a fold so I have my idea where I need to be. I'm going to lay this back out here. So this is kind of laying right. And I'm going to keep my finger there. I'm going to stick this through here. To my finger. I'm going to crease it so I know that's where I want it to be. I'm going to measure how far up I came. And I'm going to clip, making sure I clip the right tail. I'm going to clip the excess off. And then I'm going to go ahead and wire wrap this. Okay, so I have it all done. And I absolutely love these leaves and the dangles here. And with it having beads from 4 bead boxes, and then getting to use my favorite one of all, I love this that I got in the river. I still want to know just what it is, but so here it is, completed. I love this. I love how it lays, and I will talk to all of you guys down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys have ever gone and looked and picked up stones and stuff out of the river that, or anywhere that you thought was beautiful and made jewelry out of it. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to all of you guys in the comments below. Bye, everybody.